Let's quickly talk about security. I look at security from two aspects. One is, of course, technology, and second is people. We can easily solve or we can easily address the technology aspect of security, but what about people aspect? But I want to talk about security from Kubernetes data management perspective. How different is security in this space as compared to, let's say, traditional security or traditional IT?
No, a very good question. You're right. That's a good lens to look at it from in terms of both the operations and the human aspects. And social engineering is usually one of the ways people exploit security issues. And of course, the technology landscape has changed too. So both actually are different in the context of Kubernetes. Is first of all the broad point I'll make. And the reason they're different is, first of all, on the technology aspect of it. Um, you are now working in an environment where an application, like I said, is first of all a lot more distributed. It's lots of different data services under the covers. Polyglot persistence is the technical term we use to indicate that a single application under the covers might be using multiple databases to solve the job. It could be a time series database, it could be a managed data service like an Amazon RDS, and it could be Cassandra or even operator-based databases like Cassandra from DataStax, which has been open sourced. So first of all, you have a distributed application, which is always getting dynamically reallocated to different physical nodes. And so your concept of perimeter security or having just a data center security related approaches are completely different. You may not even have a virtual machine layer and might be running bare metal in this context. So all the solutions in the security context which try to solve it from that perspective are different. And third, from a technology perspective, a lot of the development, if I kind of rewind and start from there, might be using a lot of capabilities, whether it's open source libraries or modules from a variety of different vendors to build up these microservices. So the way you need to now dynamically keep scanning for critical vulnerabilities, etc., is very different in this environment than it used to be when you were creating traditional, maybe 3-tier or monolithic applications. So that's part one. On the part related to the operations and the human aspect of it, you're exactly right. I think over permissioning during both the installation process as well as on the operation side of it, and not having this as privilege separation is one of the issues that we see. And so from Kasten K10's perspective, the way we solve that problem is, first of all, we as Kasten K10 itself are very conscious of the surface area that we expose, and we minimize it, obviously. So as an example, when we are going ahead and installing in terms of, let's say, an AWS environment, we can take an assumed role. We are integrated as an IAM. We don't ask for username, password type credentials. And we ourselves have gone through a fairly onerous process, both in like an AWS environment, or we are also Red Hat OpenShift operator certified, for example, to make sure that we ourselves are patched up. And in addition to that, have gone ahead and had ourselves scanned so that we don't have any vulnerabilities. And then from an operator perspective, we are well integrated into the Kubernetes RBAC system so that when a particular operations team member looks at the Kasten K10 console or uses an API access to try and do an operation, they are actually getting authorized and authenticated to make sure they can actually do that particular action. And they get a view of only their applications, not somebody else's application, even though they might be on the same Kubernetes cluster. So just by going ahead and having that deep integration and surfacing it sort of seamlessly helps avoid some of the human errors also. So I know it's a more involved topic, but I think those are the two key aspects, in addition to, of course, us being the last line of defense when it comes to things like ransomware recovery, that truly makes us different and helps customers.